I got some garlic from the garden that I harvested this year. I picked the biggest cloves and I collected them in here. These ones were actually sitting in the fridge since October, but I haven't had a chance to plant them until recently. So you want to pick the best one from the cloves that you have. I didn't get the best looking bulbs this year, but I was able to grab a few cloves that I can plant in the gardens. To plant this, it's as easy as planting it in the hole, pointy side up. This flat side right here will be down. As long as the condition is right, you should be able to grow garlic from the fall season up to June, July here in Maryland. The beauty of growing garlic is that they're very easy to maintain. You don't have to do a lot of things during the fall season, but it depends on your weather. In our zone, we get rains and snow in our area. So I don't really need to do a lot of watering and all that stuff because normally the soil is moist enough for the plant to thrive. But if you live in an area where you don't really get a lot of those things, you might want to water your garlic plants during those seasons. So as far as fertilizer, what I like to use is a 10-10-10 fertilizer. I've also used the 5-5-5 fertilizer, which is a balanced fertilizer that is really good for plants like garlic. Another fertilizer that I like using for garlic is something called bone meal. Bone meals are really good for any bulbing plants because they're really good for the root system. For the amendments to the things that I would recommend, bone meal and 10-10-10 or a 5-5-5, those are all-purpose fertilizer that you can use for plants just like garlic. And in a couple of months, we're gonna be able to harvest some garlic. What I've learned as far as planting garlic, especially if you only have a small space garden, is that you have to be strategic as far as planting them so that you'll be able to use up or maximize your space. And what I want to do here is that I'll be planting it here where I have a trellis. I'm still going to be able to grow some plants that are vining, just like peas, and then later maybe beans and even bitter melons, things that will climb, but they will be growing in front of this. And then later on, I'll be planting something else in here in this area. That's my tip for small space gardeners who want to grow garlic. Remember to follow along if you want more information about gardening.